Peanut the squirrel. This guy rescued this squirrel, and look what ended up happening. In America, look what can happen.
Peanut the squirrel, viral sensation. Fans, you know how it is with people with pets on the internet. Social media embraced it. It's not the only guy. You see squirrels, raccoons, all kinds of stuff, right? Now its owner, Mark Longo, is going through something we're not used to. He took in Peanut 7 years ago, found him injured on the streets of New York City, shared their journey together on the internet ever since. They really had quite the relationship. It was really, really cute to watch. Then the government gets involved. New York State's Department of Environmental Conservation, DEC, raided his home and took the squirrel and this pet raccoon that he has. Now remember, he didn't just find these things. They said, well, he was potentially exposed to rabies. He had the squirrel for 7 years. Does it look like it has rabies? And then the squirrel bit one of the investigators. So that's what they say in their statement about why this happened. They then kill the squirrel and the raccoon because that's how they test for rabies. Why was this necessary? Mark Longo, the man in the video who just lost the squirrel, joins us now. This sucks. How are you taking it?
Mr. Cuomo, I just want to say thank you so much for inviting me out. What happened today and what transpired throughout this week has been nothing short of a tragedy and a disgrace to the New York State. 2 days ago, 10 to 15 DEC officers raided my home for a raccoon and a squirrel. We used resources from this state to kill a squirrel and raccoon and raid my house as if I was a drug dealer. We have resources to kill a raccoon and a squirrel, but we can't fix the major bridges down the street. Who do you think timed you out on this? Who do you think, Mark? Like they said for rabies. I mean, I looked up when I heard about this. You know, I had seen your videos, by the way. My senior producer Jonathan called me about it, but I had seen it. People loved it. I mean, you know, it's one of the good things about social media. I mean, you did a great job with this animal. So I look up rabies, and they're pretty severe symptoms and demonstrations of behavior. Couldn't they have just observed the squirrel and the raccoon and said, well, they don't look rabid? And who told them that they might be rabid? Sir, there's a quarantine period that is supposed to be happening. We did not hear from the DEC. We didn't even get a statement from the DEC. We heard it from another news station that they killed Peanut. Since they left my house, not a single DEC employee or state official even called me to tell me what happened. They came into my house. They even asked my wife for immigration status. They asked me if I had cameras in my house. They got local sheriffs to approve this. The DA approved this. They had a criminal judge.
They can break into your house and steal your pets and murder them, is the moral of the story that I'm trying to get across sharing this. That's how sick and fucking evil things are. And then people will turn away and say, it's not that bad. It hasn't happened to me. Hasn't happened to my pets. That's the level that most are at in this realm, unfortunately. You could show this to people and they'll just brush it off. They'll bury their head in the sand and not think about it. I'm not saying you can fix this realm, but at least face where you are. Can you at least do that? The people that watch this live stream, and at some point, whether you're watching now, tomorrow, in the future, you might be watching this months after it's recorded. I'm not saying you can fix this realm, but start thinking about how fucked up it is, how evil it is. Sounds like somebody had a vendetta against this guy. And look what they ended up being able to do with phone calls, most likely, or emails. This guy had a YouTube. Maybe somebody fucking came across and became an enemy of his. This is how fucked up things are. You can get someone's pets murdered in this fucked up hell realm.
Signed a search warrant to come and take these animals. The woman who claimed, or the member who claimed to get bitten, everybody around here wore gloves. These are professionals who deal with animals on a daily basis, and you're going to tell me you got bit by a squirrel? None of this transpired. This was somebody out to get me. We moved to a small town to start a nonprofit animal rescue called Peanuts.
There you go. It was someone out to get him. That's what I suspected. I haven't watched this until now. I saw a little bit of this covered somewhere else, but I didn't hear this guy come out and say that until just now. And I think he's spot on. I think most likely that's what happened. Someone out to get him. And they're so sick and evil that they get his animals murdered. That's the kind of shit that happens in this realm.
Got bit by a squirrel? None of this transpired. This was somebody out to get me. We moved to a small town to start a nonprofit animal rescue called Peanuts Freedom Farm. We understood that this internet sensation was a wave, and we wanted to turn it into something great, so we moved to New York from Connecticut. We moved here last April, and we started a nonprofit and have rescued over 300 animals, all in the name of Peanut. Peanut is the center of our organization. I used his social media to gather the funding to continue to help animals. And the DEC comes in here, they wouldn't even allow me to feed my...
That's the sign of a good man right there, a good spirit. And look what he goes through in this hell realm, and he's not the only one. There's a repeating theme of this happening. If you try to do good in this place, they fucking come after you. And a lot of good spirits are aware of it, and they try to do good anyway to stand against the evil in this place.
I used his social media to gather the funding to continue to help animals. And the DEC comes in here, they wouldn't even allow me to feed my horses who have been coming from neglected cases. They spent 5 hours taking apart my house for a squirrel and a raccoon. So I need an explanation as to why this state can find the funding to bring this many people to my house to destroy my life. But we can't.
They ransacked his home. They spilled things on the floor, on the carpet. Look at this. I haven't seen this until now, by the way. I didn't really do much research. I just stumbled upon this story. I don't watch the mainstream media. The only news I get is through YouTube, or, if somebody sends me a link or something, sometimes people will email me something to check into. Look at this. Look what they did. They murdered his pets. This is the shit that goes on in this place. It's sickening.
Fix major issues that we're having in this state.
Even this story alone, to me, proves we're in a hell realm. They went after this guy big time with 15 fucking people breaking into his home. I would say illegally, searching his stuff, murdering his pets. I call it murder. Think about it. If you really think about it, that in itself shows you're in a hell realm. It's not just what Paulie would say, bad government, or these others. Oh, it's just bad government. It's just government bullies. No, it's a hell realm. You're in a hell realm. It's bigger than government. It doesn't stop at the government level. The government is not the top of the fucking pyramid. They're middlemen, government agencies. They're in the middle of the pyramid at best.
Listen, I get it, but I don't think you need the alternative argument, to be honest, about what we're not doing. This is just a really messed up thing. And I know it's a squirrel, but this is a squirrel the way I have dogs, as far as you're concerned. Now, I get it. Maybe the law doesn't treat them the same way. That goes to the second point, which is this what we needed to do? Look, here's what I can do. Mark, I give you an open channel of communication. You let me know. I mean, we can't bring Peanut back.
It's not just a squirrel. It was his pet. Intelligent, able to do all these tricks. It isn't a wild animal. And wild animals would get certain protection, especially endangered species. These animals should be protected against being taken and murdered by any government agency or by anyone. If a stranger broke into his house and stole his pets and did that, it's murder. That's how I look at it.
Not to, trivialize it, but they did what they did.
Right.
And you're going to want to raise money, and I'll help you do that too on my own personally. That's not what News Nation does. But I'm really, you're a sweetheart, and what you and your wife are trying to do is great. And maybe, hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com.
All right, so it doesn't matter what you think of the media. Lots of different media covered it. Anyway, that's what I'm getting at, Salty. A simple false accusation from some demons, and they will do that. And they're trying to do that to me, not with pets, but other ways. And I'm coming forward. They're trying to get cops after me. They're trying to say that they're going to civil lawsuit me and do all this shit to me. I'm being threatened by demons on YouTube. And people aren't aware of this. And emails as well. Emails. You're in a sick demonic realm. I've been trying to expose this using my channel. Long before this Peanut case of him losing his peanut, squirrel, and raccoon pet. I think the raccoon was named Fred or Freddy. That's murder. He lost 2 pets. But demons try to make false accusations to ruin lives. They try to smear people. They try to use the cops, the courts. But they'll try anything. They'll try all sorts of shit. Evil is evil. And we're in an evil realm where this shit goes on. It's undeniable. And again, people come to my channel unaware of this. So don't think that I'm stating the obvious. Lots of people come to my channel. They're unaware that any of this is going on. Not just to me, but to others. False accusations, reports to police, they're false. All sorts of shit. Threats of civil lawsuits, threats of killing me, stalking me, trying to figure out where I'm walking, what trails I'm walking, where I'm going, trying to find my address, saying they'll come across the border to kill me. All sorts of threats ongoing week after week. People are unaware of what goes on. You don't know the depths of hell that you're in. You don't know what these demons are capable of. A lot of people don't take this seriously. And I'm trying to get you to take it seriously so that before your spirit leaves your body, that you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because if you don't, you're in for a rude awakening. Because if you say, well, I don't believe in demons, Stephen, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. You don't have to. But you're going to be facing them out of body one day. That's the reality. So believe or not doesn't matter. Reality doesn't work that way. It doesn't bend to your beliefs and say, well, they don't believe that this exists. Doesn't matter at all. In fact, they're better. They're probably going like this. Fucking awesome. Glad they don't believe in us. Glad. All the better for us. Same if you don't believe in the devil or whatever. You don't have to. You don't have to believe in evil spirits. They're going to come after you. You're going to be in for a rude awakening. So either you face it here and now while you're in this body and in this material realm, or you face it after you leave your body. Too late then. I'm trying to tell you, you should use this opportunity to learn while you're here, if you're smart and spiritual and wise and not stupid and foolish. Even if you have mental deficiencies, if you're mentally ill, if you're special, whatever the case, try to learn as much as you can. At least be able to spot good from evil, spot demons, and they stick together. Demons of a feather stick together. That's sickening, Salty Siren, but I'm not shocked. I almost hate to say it. I'm not shocked how fucked up and sick and evil and dirty and nasty these vile little demons are that do. It probably was a demon doing that. It's sickening. And they're sneaky. Just like Don't Judge Me keep saying, why don't you put your girlfriend on? They want to use that against me and against my girlfriend. They'd love to know my girlfriend's name. They'd love to have information on her, her voice, what she looks like. Demons are demons. And then when I say I don't want nasty people from the Panelverse, which she's part of, and she loves to keep saying I'm part of it, they'd love to use that against me and my girlfriend. If they knew any family member of mine, they would be using it somehow. They're absolutely sick and evil. I'm doing it for a reason. And I'm suspicious of people that says, why don't you bring her on here? And I'm showing, she was on the other night. I'm trying to get through to people what's going on. I'm trying to show you by having them on here sometimes, live, and the things they come out with. They'd love it. They would attack her relentlessly. In as many ways as they could, doing voice clips, making videos. They would do anything they could to try to get to me through my girlfriend or try to harass her. They're evil. What other reason is she's done this before? She said this months ago. Why don't you put your girlfriend on? Put her on right now, live, when she's been allowed on here. Don't Judge Me, allowed on my live stream as a guest. She did it before. And I told her before, months ago, and she'll do it again. That's how fucked up they are. And people on here won't even admit that she's fucked up, some of them. Not everyone can see it. I know that. I can tell that. So what other reason can anybody that wants to defend her or is quick to or considering it, type in the chat what reason for months of a span that she's been told multiple times, no, I'm not bringing my girlfriend on my channel and making her public and doxing her or putting her in the line of sight, in the line of fire of demons. Why would I do that? Any defenders of Don't Judge Me who's multiple times here on my channel live, multiple times spanning months and on other channels has said, why don't you put your girlfriend on? Why do you think she's doing that? Because some of you are warped in your mind. You think, well, she's just being friendly, or you make the stupid excuses that aren't just bothersome and annoying and tedious. It's actually revealing something about you. Either you're dumb or you're evil. And eventually it will come out and it will show what you are. You will reveal to me and to others what you are. The ones that defend demons. And I'm not kidding about this at all, because it's obvious. Somebody multiple times for months keeps saying, why don't you put your girlfriend on live, your phone conversation, or put her on the microphone? No, I'm not doing that. I know they want that. I'm not stupid. And some of you will say she's not a demon, she's not anything bad, she's just friendly, or just that you'll make excuses. And I'm tired of the fucking excuses in this hell realm. And most of the times the ones that are excuse makers are evil themselves. They're making excuses for evil because they are evil. And it usually pans out that they're demons. And I want all of them to come to light. I want to shine a big fucking flashlight on all of them. Spotlight. Well, I'm very emphatic, and some of you have just been asleep, going through life in a trance your whole life. And I'm aware of that. I'm acutely aware of that some people have been sleepy their whole life, in a state of half asleep as they walk around, not noticing a lot of this realm. I'm aware of it. I didn't grow up in a bubble or a vacuum. I was around people that wandered around in a trance half asleep, and I could point out evil and they wouldn't wake up to it. To get through to people, you don't dust them with a feather. You don't sprinkle seeds on top of concrete and say, well, I put some seeds out, they might grow. And that's the baby quote truther way. No, you have to use jackhammers and TNT to explode the hardened reinforced concrete bunkers to reach most minds, because they're dead asleep. So if you're not emphatic about things, it's not going to work. I won't waste my time. There is a chance that I might be murdered in this realm, that all of a sudden you won't hear from me. There is that chance, and I'm going to put that right out there, that some of these demons could end up finding me and murdering me, because that's what they want to do. Not just what they say or threaten. They do want to murder me. There's a bunch of them. There's a whole group of them that would love to take me out of this realm. They would love to do murder and torture. And a lot of you don't understand that this is going on. You're kind of sheltered from the truth and the reality. You don't know what Hellrealm is yet. It hasn't hit you deeply. You're just kind of skimming the surface. You don't know where you are yet. You've been here for weeks or months, maybe a year or longer. Some still don't. It hasn't taken hold yet. You've been on my channel for over a year in some cases. Some of you don't know where you are yet. It hasn't quite hit you yet, where you are. Some of you would be shocked if you found out before the end of this year or next year, if you found out, oh, what happened to King Stephen? Oh, he's murdered. You'd be shocked. But I'm saying don't be shocked if that happens, all right? There is a chance of that happening. The reason you'd be shocked is you don't quite understand, or it hasn't sank in what you're dealing with here and what I'm dealing with personally. You don't get it. You don't get it.